رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من اهلي. Assalamu alaikum. The linguistic miracle that I'm about to share with you right now. First, let me show you the verses, and these are the verses about the story of Abraham when the angels came to him, and they gave him the good news of a son, and so he replied to the angels gave them the good news. So this is the story in that context. So there are three places in the Qur'an from which I'm going to share the story with you. The first one is Surah Dhariyat, chapter number 51, verse 28, which says they did not eat, meaning the angels did not eat what Abraham offered to them. So meaning Abraham grew fearful of them. They reassured him, do not be afraid, and gave him good news of a knowledgeable son. Now, the angels gave him the good news of a knowledgeable son. Who is giving the good news here? The angels are. In chapter number 15, verse number 53, it says they reassured him, the angels, do not be afraid. We surely give you good news of a knowledgeable son. Again, the angels are giving him, we give, meaning the angels are giving him a good news of a knowledgeable son. However, see in chapter number 11, Surah Hud, in this story we have verse number 71, we have, and his wife was standing by, so she laughed. And we gave her, we meaning here who's we? It's the God. We gave her good news of the birth of Isaac, and after him Jacob. Now, let me tell you that the difference is clear. You can see that in this chapter number 51, it's attributing the angels giving to the angels the act of giving the good news. In chapter number 15, it's also attributing the giving of good news to the angels. The angels are giving the good news. However, in chapter number 11, it's saying God, we gave her good news, meaning God gave us. Now here the good news is being attributed to God. Now linguistically, we can see the difference. Of course, there is no contradiction, because if I, for example, send a news through somebody, for example, if a delivery service provides food to you, it's the company that's giving you food, but it's giving you through the delivery service, through the messenger. Somebody sends you a message through the post office. It's actually the person sending you, so it's actually God giving the good news through the angels. So there's no contradiction in that sense. But why is it God the one giving good news? Why is it stating in this verse that it's God giving, while in the previous two verses it's the angels? To understand this, just think about it. When you have a huge big news to give to somebody, especially who's somebody is really close to you, would you prefer to send it through a message, a WhatsApp, through a post, or through somebody, or would you prefer that you yourself go and give the good news, hug them, share the happiness, and share the emotions with them? That's when it's a huge news. When it's really big, you want to go yourself instead of sending a messenger, right? Now look at this verse, Surah Dhariyat. What is the good news being given? It's being given of a knowledgeable son. There is one son, knowledgeable son. It's being given for one knowledgeable son, where the angels are the ones who are giving this news. In Surah Hijr, it's again the angels giving the good news, but they're saying giving a good news of what? A knowledgeable son, one knowledgeable son. However, in Surah Hud, we get to know that God is giving good news about what? About the birth of Isaac. He is one son, right? And after him Jacob is the son of Isaac. So the good news is not only the son, but the son of the son. It's such a huge news. You're being given the news that you're going to be given Isaac, who is the son of Abraham, and the son of the son as well. Jacob is the son of Isaac. So it's as though you are being, very subtly also being given the good news that you're going to live long enough to see not only your son but your grandson as well. Subhanallah. Now this is the linguistic beauty of the Quran. See, who could have thought? Like, I know if it's the messenger giving the news, it's coming from the one who's sending the news. But to state it linguistically, saying that it's in this verse, in chapter number 51, Surah Dhariyat, it's the angels. You're stating that the angels are giving the news, but it's only for one son. It's not that big of a news compared to what we're going to see we saw in chapter 11. Similarly, in Surah Hud, it's the angels giving the news. It's also of one son. However, in Surah Hud, when it's giving the news of two children, one son, the other grandson, God suddenly changes the attribution of the good news from the angels towards himself, because the news is so huge. It's not only giving the good news of a grandson, but perhaps also of a long life, because you're going to live long enough to see your grandson. So subhanallah, who could have thought that linguistically just change the attribution from the messengers to God himself, because the news is turning from a good news to a super good news. So subhanallah, who does this? Who does this linguistic perfection all over the Qur'an? This is what I wanted to share with you. Like, it's not just that the Qur'an is randomly. Let me just attribute the good news towards the angel here. Let me just attribute the good news towards this and that. Random. No, there's nothing random in the Quran. Everything is purpose built with a purpose to this is for especially the Hufad, So you saw these things are not randomly done. If one thought, who cares, attribute it to the angels here, let's just attribute it to the angels there. No, it fits perfectly in the context. May Allah give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.